I would also say that the success of these films resurrected the movie musical.
Absolutely.
So even going into live action, absolutely would have happened without
It is. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Definitely. Linda, it's your turn.
Is this thing on?
Now it is. There we go. Yes. So Jodi mentioned you also had the experience of having two casts come in to record together, or having your castmates. And I'm just wondering, first of all, approaching the role, sort of what your trajectory and plan was in creating the character, and then second, what the recording process was like.
Well, thanks to Paige, I got to meet Robin Williams, and that was one of the most incredible days of my life. I had grown up watching him on television, and when you had to watch it on the night it was airing, wait and watch it later. So I was with all of America on whatever night it was, maybe Tuesday or Thursday, watching Robin do his magical thing. And then I grew up and I got to be in a room working with him. And it was incredible. There was a world in which that wasn't going to be possible because I didn't actually have a lot of dialogue with him. And I was really, really hoping that they would just do it anyway, and they did. And I'll just never forget it. I'll never forget the humanity in that person and how he made this young actor feel safe and comfortable and gave me the freedom to create as well. So, and made me laugh. That was just the hardest part of the day, was not ruining a take by laughing. We were in the booth together, and like Jodi said, that's unusual. You're usually in there alone, and Scott and Robin and I were all in this little booth together, and Scott and I were just holding on. It was really, really hard not to make a sound in a room with Robin.
And was a lot of, in particular, his dialogue improvised?
Yes.
And were you allowed to improvise back, or were you more to the script?
Had to repeat whatever he said. If you know the scene that I'm talking about, he says something, Scott repeats it, and then I repeat it. So whatever he said, we also said, and it's out there somewhere, or in a vault somewhere.
That should be the special edition release.
Right?
I love that. And Judy, same sort of question for you. When you were cast and you were approaching the role, a lot of history there. So what was your sort of roadmap into the character?
Well, because I was sharing the role with another actress, but I was cast first. So I kind of came in through the back door. I knew Stephen Schwartz, who wrote the lyrics, and Alan Menken, who wrote the music. I'd worked with Stephen and I knew Alan, and they were working on a pitch for Disney of a Pocahontas movie, and they had written Colors of the Wind. That's the only thing that had been written for the movie. And they asked me if I would do a demo of it, which I did. And then they told me, you're not going to do this for obvious reasons. And even then, yes, now it would be impossible. But anyway, I guess the studio execs got used to hearing my voice, so they decided to let me do the songs, and then they were going to look for a Native American actress whose speaking voice matched my singing voice to do the dialogue. And so, lucky me. Yeah, I guess Pocahontas is maybe the only movie that's actually about a real person who actually walked the earth. And it's not, there's lots of fantasy in it. There's a talking raccoon, which I don't think exists. So it was that part of it was really interesting because I feel like she has a kind of gravitas and she has something really important to say in the movie, and that's what really guided me, I think.
Were you in a way, I don't want to say jealous, but were you wishing you could also do the dialogue because you were so invested in the character?
I would have loved to. I actually did a dialogue test, and they said I would do it if they couldn't find this person they were looking for. So, yeah.
Well,
But listen, I feel so lucky that I got to sing those songs. I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful songs. Yeah.
Each of the projects, the songs are amazing. I mean, I grew up on them. I know them all. My kids. You're right, Jodi. When you say you pass it down, the films are passed from generation to generation.
No, your character is the only one who has two full-on songs.
What?
Two songs? No, two giant solos. In some of these ladies, most of them have one. Judy. Okay. Lucky me.
You were very lucky. I told you my niece would sing one. It's okay, any baby's okay, but love that one.